Hey guys, welcome to the stream and happy weekend everyone. I'm just going to check our little poll with not very many votes, not that I was expecting many, just to check on what we're going to do today. Well, that decides it. We've got 67% more chronicles, 33% new tutorial or a new subject from a user, but we didn't get anybody specifying a new subject anyway, so that kind of makes it difficult. So we are going to have a look at the stuff I did last night because I got sidetracked with beer and I never got around to testing it. So here is the new code in our AI, and basically what we're doing is when the player finishes a level, we're getting the portal location and the player location and testing them against each other, finding out which is the closest, and if it's the portal, we move to the portal. This is the monster, of course, and if it's the player, then we move to the player. Now, I never got around to testing this because we had an issue with an interface and we had to basically fix that first. So, with that in mind, we really want to start testing that. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this first of all to make sure that we're actually going down this path. Then we're going to have, well, actually we've added a bad guy and we're going to need to see if he actually does what we expect him to do, right? So one of the first things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to open our map up, right? And then we're going to start testing it. Now, I might have this the wrong way around in the first instance, and I'm pretty sure this is going to actually change the actual AI logic, but we can do that as necessary. Basically, we wanted a basic functional AI to be working first before we do anything. And okay, so we have an error here for some reason. Okay. Right, so we're not doing that anymore because what we actually want to happen is for our monster's peripheral vision to actually fire this, which is something we started investigating but never actually found the answer to. But we shall concentrate on that at some point. But at the moment, we shall just do that. We could have put that back in, that function, but as I said, we probably want, in fact, let me think about this for a second. We probably do want to put that back in while we remember. Right? Which is an AI controller monster. Right? So let's just add that back in. And it's basically, we add it here. Custom event. and we'll say got close, save that, and now this is actually okay. But we're not going to connect it anyway because we do want to do something. This was being controlled by a sphere, so if the player came within a certain distance of him, it basically overlapped the sphere. But if the peripheral vision can sort that out, right, then we don't really need to do that. But as I said, we shall investigate that in a minute. So, or maybe not on this stream because we're looking at this AI. So let's look at this AI. And let's stop me rambling. Right? So, I'm going to turn the sound down a bit because I think this was actually drowning me out last night. Right, so now if we hit O, which is actually going to simulate and finish in the level, right, which will then activate this AI, or it should do, but it's not. Okay, right. So, this AI is not being activated. Let's test that again, right? Because we should be going into here. Now, it might have been going into there. Right? And it did go into there. And then for some reason it returned to chasing. Ah, right, okay. We can't do this on its own, right? Because what this is set to scream automatically sets it to chasing after we've set it to scream. Okay? So, what we're going to have to do is change this task. Right? So, we're getting the monster state. Right? And then we're setting a new state. Okay, so this is something we don't want to do under a particular case scenario, which is basically going to be if the current state so if this current, right, so what we need is a variable, and we're going to have to say current state, right, and that's going to be a monster state. Right, and we're basically going to have to get this a monster state. So if that equals end level, now the interesting thing here is is this actually should be fine. Right, what we're going to do is move this across a bit. Right, and if I believe this is not eMonster state, so the animation's going to work fine, and then it's going to exit the animation at the right time. I'm just going to check that in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. Right, and what we're actually going to do here is we're going to say not, so that it keeps this straight. So we're going to say not. Then this is going to go to here. Okay, and we shall drag this down a bit and drag that down a bit. We'll tidy this up. Right, so true is going to go to here because we're looking for the opposite, but here we're not going to change anything. Right, so this is going to go straight to here. Right, because we basically want it to scream, but it's still going to be, I'm whistling a lot, aren't I? We're still going to be set to end level, right? Now, what we need to do is check our animation graph to make sure that screaming is going to exit screaming at the right time. Okay, now if anybody is not sure on what I'm doing here, let me know in the chat and I'll try and explain it. So we're going to look at the animation blueprint. Right, and we're going to be looking at our state machine to see how it exits scream. Right, so it's this one here, so this is the exit condition and it's not equal to screaming, so that's perfect, because remember our E state at this point is going to be end level. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. And now if we look at our graph, this should actually start kind of working, or at least to a degree. Okay, so if we press O, you'll notice that there he goes. Right, now the interesting thing is going to be here, he's going to move to the player. Right, and according to that, it has moved to the player. So I'm not 100% sure where he is. And I'm going to have to check this behavior tree again. Now, the other thing to check here, he is still moving. Now, the problem here could be that he has no actual way to get to me. But the things I'm going to check here is eMonster state is N level, correct? We have a portal location. We move to portal is false, right? Which means that he's actually doing this. Which I believe is correct, right? But we might be able to force it into the other condition if we move either too far away or too close. Now you'll notice it's stopping going in there a lot, or actually what it's doing there is recalculating whether the player is closer or the portal is closer. Okay. But what I want to do at this point is actually now he should go into his thing and then he should start chasing me. And here he comes. Right, he caught me. Then he does that. Okay, so he definitely was looking for me, right? I think previously he could not get a route to me. But what we'll do this time is, so basically, yeah, let me explain this a little bit for you. So when we activate N level, okay, it basically, the monsters scream, it waits till the animation's done, it gets the player location, then it gets the portal location, and then it starts running this service. And this, what this service does is finds out if the player is closer or the portal is closer. Okay? If the portal is closer, then it moves to the portal. If the player is closer, it moves to the player. Okay? Now, I actually think it does that the other way around. So, if the portal is closer, he moves to the player. And if the player is closer, he moves to the portal, right? That's because we don't want the monsters to immediately block the portal. Okay? Now, obviously, we're going to change that behaviour, but for the moment, for testing purposes, we want it to be the other way around. Now, the question is, am I actually doing that or not? And the problem here is, you'll notice that I've not actually changed which one it's doing. Right? So, if the actor location is less then we move to the portal. Okay? So the interesting thing here is going to be where the portal is, right? And which one it's going to go to. And whether or not our monster can make it to a portal. So we press O, and you'll notice he's moving to the player location, but the kind of problem is there what I'm going to do here is we're going to check this service and we're going to put a breakpoint. Then we're going to drag that down a bit. Now it should be running this service. Apparently it's not. Right, so we need to find out what this service is passing us back, but we need to also know where our portal is, right? So what we want to do is hit the O button, and our portal is down to the right. Okay, now the player should be closer at this point. Okay, so this number should be smaller than this number, and it is, right? So in effect, move to portal should be true. So if we step over that, so this is the wrong way around. So if that is less, yeah, okay. So we should swap these around in actual fact. And the next thing we want to do is check on this again, and what we'll do is we're going to have a wait, and this is purely so I can add a breakpoint in here to see if the monster actually gets to this waypoint, right? And we're going to run this until we actually get it running in here, which means that probably right, we're going to hit 0, and I'm probably standing in a trap. Right, but we're going to hit O, and that's in the right place, and it's still set to move into the player location. Right, it's moving to the portal now. It's still moving to the portal. Now, actually, what I'm going to do here is we are going to change our camera so that we can actually see the bad guy moving to see where he's going. Okay, because we want to see something here. Now, I'm going to have to obviously zoom this right out. Right, so we're going to need to remember this number. I believe. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to create a variable. Right. And yay, not had a bot for a day or so. And we report the bot. Right. So we're going to create a variable. And we're going to say ortho width, and it's going to be a float, and then we're going to set it to this number here, just so we remember it. Right, so we'll paste that in default. We'll save that. Then we'll go back here, and I'm pretty sure if I bump this right up, like to say 10,000. Right, let's see what that gives us. There's another way I could do this. I could bring the camera right up in the actual position, but we can check this. We need to see the, yep. So if we do O, right, can we see a monster is the question. Oops, we need to go back away. This might actually suggest the fact that we need to allow the monsters to go through doors. And our end level should be basically around this corner. There, it's there. Right? And I'm not too sure what our monster should be saying at this point. Yeah, the monster is there somewhere. Where he is, I do not know. Are you going to join me, monster? I would have been hoping to see a monster at this point, but I am kinda not surprised, because I don't think the monster can actually make it through doors. Or in fact make it through problem here is I can't see the darn thing. I don't know where the monster is at this point. I'm going the wrong way, I think. Right, so I want to go up here. Where's the bad guy? So I'm kind of still heading in the wrong direction here, I think. Right, now, the monster basically, I believe, starts out over here somewhere. Starts out up here. But I can't see him. Now, if he spots me, then he will start chasing me. Can't believe this, we're back at the start. Right, okay. What we'll do is we'll change that camera slightly so that we can actually see what's going on. Right. And then what we'll do is, right, that's exactly what I wanted. But I really, really want to see where a monster is. And basically where he's going. Is that him there? I think that's him there. Right, so we're gonna have to check to see if that is him, and it looks to me like he's stuck on some wood. Yep. Right, okay. Okay, well that gives us a way of doing something here. Right? Because what we could do is when the player activates end level, we can basically remove all the wood. Right? So we are in our Pawn Chronicles, and this is the part here. We're getting all actors of class-based monster. Then we can get all actors of class wood block. Right. Now we can do either two things here. We can say for each, well, we're going to say for each anyway, but we can either just basically destroy them, the actors, or we can get them to destroy themselves. And if we look at our actors and we look at and this is the event, right? So basically we just say interact action, and send a message, interact action. Then each of these are going to break themselves. Interact action, which is correct. Right, so if we add a breakpoint here, we should see this happening, and then we can disable it. But if it fires once in one of the wood blocks, it's going to basically fire everywhere. Right, so if we hit O, there we go, interact. And that should be it. So we should see all of those wood blocks in front of us smashing. There we go. Okay. And you see, you actually seen him running, right? He's over to the left somewhere. But he definitely, oh, I'm away the wrong way. He was definitely on his way to the portal, I can tell you that. There he is. Look at him go. Right, you might not be able to make that out, but I can definitely make it out. Off he goes. Now he's coming for me. There he screams, and here he comes. Right, so that's working perfectly. Excellent. Right, he grabs me, throws me to the ground. Excellent. Right. So basically what happened there, I'll try to explain it again, is I think this is actually giving me an idea of how to do this, right? That basically when you end the level, it's going to basically make a few things happen, right? Like we saw the wood block being destroyed, right? Etc. And okay, and the next thing is what we could do is open all the doors. Okay, so all the wood breaks, all the doors open, which means that all the monsters can move freely. What do you think, guys? You think that's a good idea? I think it's a pretty good idea. right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the doors, and then I'm going to add a bit of code to them for when this happens. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to get to a door. Right, and now we're at the door. We're going to end up disabling these. These are all of this overlap stuff we're going to disable. And then we're going to open the doors. Right, now, as well as that, right, so say end level activated. Okay, and then we're going to drag this in, we're going to get it, then we're going to branch, and in actual fact we're going to do not, right, and then we're going to plug that in there, and I'll tell you what we'll do in the first place, we'll grab that and move it out the way for a minute so that we can move all this other code, right, because basically we're going to do this at the start, right, we're going to stop this basically happening. So what we're going to do is grab this, and that's going to go in there, right, and then we're going to duplicate it, and it's going to go in here, okay, and then we're going to duplicate it, it's going to go in here. So basically what this is doing is it's going to stop the player from activating the doors, okay, because fundamentally they're all going to be open. Because we are going to open them. Okay. And we're going to write a custom event. Okay. And we're going to rename it to end level open door. Okay. we are basically going to do this. Right, so what we can actually do is grab this and plug it in there. Okay, now the interesting thing here is all the wood is going to be smashing, right? And all the doors are going to be opening. Okay? We could actually do a little cutscene and make up like a sequence or something where we see each of the different wood smashing, blah blah blah. And then we can see all the doors flinging themselves open, right? To add to the tension, right? As a little sort of feature. Right, but this might actually be quite cool. So the next thing we do is we go to here, right, and I'm probably going to get this in its own function. Right, and BP layout door. UK. So there's going to be two things here. There's going to be door and door layout. Okay. We could actually add a tag for both of them. Then we could say for each and we're going to say end level open door. Now we're going to have to put the code into the end door as well, but that's just going to take 2 minutes. Right, and as I said, I'm beginning to get the idea that when this happens, we basically get ourselves a new function, which is start end level sequence, right? Which is basically we generate the portal. Well, let's have a look at what we're doing here, right? We generate the portal, which is this part here. We get all the monsters and set them to end level mode. We get all the wood blocks and basically destroy them. Then we get all the doors and we open them. And yeah, this is actually going to be quite sweet, I think. So we'll save that for now. Okay. And then we shall save all. And on that, guys, I'm going to have a 2-minute break. I'm going to have a quick cigarette. I shall be right back. So if you're enjoying the content, stick around, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for Discord. You're welcome to join Discord, and for ways to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon and a link to my previous game on Steam. Even adding it to your wish list would help. So I shall be back in 2 minutes, guys. Do not go anywhere and we'll get this sorted out. Alright guys, we're back and let's get on with this, shall we? So that's going to do that, and on completion of that we do get all actors of class, and it's going to be door end. Then we're going to do for each. We could do this with an interface as well, or even an event dispatcher, but we're going to carry on. Right, we're not doing anything with that just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to copy that. Then we're going to browse to that. And then we're going to go to our end. And we basically need to put the same code in. Now, I know this isn't the most efficient way to do it, but anyway. We can paste that in, pop that there. Right, and then basically we add our variable. End level open. I'm going to drag that in, get it. Then we're going to not. And then we're going to branch. Then we're going to duplicate it. And the one thing that we've not done is we need to set this value once we've actually started our end level thing. Okay. Right, so we do that. And do that. Then we do that. And what we could actually do is do this here. We can set that to open in here. Right, we can save that, go back to our normal door. And we can set it here as well. And this makes it easy. Okay. Then we go back to our prawns. We go back to our pawn chronicles. And then we say end level open door. Okay. And what I think we'll do here is we'll add a function and we'll say start end level sequence. Save that. we'll go to here. And what's this doing? Yeah, that can stay, that's fine. And all we want to do is basically grab all of this. Right, what we'll do is we'll drag this kind of out the way a bit for now. Then we'll grab all of this. We'll copy it. We could have collapsed it to function, by the way. Right, and I think what we'll do is we'll actually set this into a sequence. Right, so I'm going to save that for now. And what we shall do is we'll do sequence, and we'll try not to click on something else. And right, so we'll do that. So our first part is to create our portal. We could split this further by making this a function on its own, but we'll just leave it for now. We'll just split it into its logical parts. Right. Well, actually, I can just drag these all over a bit. And then I think we need that many. And we shall just tidy this up, basically. Oh, we're getting the bot action today. Right. Just line these up a bit better. Then we'll plug them all in. Right. Hey Cassius Petram. What's happening is I'm making a sequence for when the player activates the end of the level. so that it makes a little more sense. Well, it doesn't make any more sense, but it's going to be easier for me to comment if I actually eventually do some comments. Right, so for example, this, if I do comment, that's going to be create portal. Then this part, we're going to comment that and set monster state. Then this is going to be, well, thank you very much, Cassius, that's very kind. Break wood blocks. Then this one is going to be open doors. I am making what apparently I've been told is a backrooms game. Backrooms horror genre game. I didn't actually know what I was making. Somebody just pointed a game out to me as a tutorial that they wanted, and I took it from there and just went with the flow. Open doors end version. Right, so there we go. We've got that as our function now. Save that, and now what we do is we delete all of this. Oopsie. We delete all of that. We move this back and we move this back a bit. This is the bit of code I'm working on, is when the player has picked up the last pickup, and basically it starts the end level sequence where all the doors get opened, all the monsters get set to a different AI, or at least a different mode, and all the obstacles basically get taken away, right? So that the monsters can then move freely within the level, alright? That's fundamentally what happens, or that's the bit I'm working on, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my mini map and I'm going to set this back to 3500. Right, we're setting our position of our scene capture for the mini map. Right, and let's get back to the start, which is here. Right, and press play. Okay, so we bring up the minimap. We're looking good. I still think there's going to have to be a north, south, east and west in this, by the way. it's either that or I'm just really horrible at my particular orientation. Right, so if we end the level, right, there is our portal, and now let's see if all the doors are open. That's teleporter. Now there's definitely a door up here. And yep, doors are open. Right. All doors are open. That's looking good. And this is where I got lost again. Door is open. That's cool. Right. And there is our portal, which I can't believe I've found. Right, and basically our portal is that statue. Right, but what I want to see is if our monster makes it to the portal. Right, so the question is, where is our monster? Right, so we're gonna have to go and find our monster. Not that I want to, but we're gonna have to. Now it does start quite far away, and I am thinking that he might be stuck in a doorway. Right? Where is he? Where's my monster? If I just went back to where I was but went the other way. Yeah, basically I have. God, my 3D, what do you call it, it's terrible. Oh God, I'm away the wrong way again. Notice I'll be really terrible at my own game. Right, is this me? I think it is me heading back exactly where I was. Right, now, where in the bleeding heck is my monster? Now, I'm going to have to find him because I'm going to need to find out what is going on, i.e. where he is stuck, because he's obviously stuck. Right? Right, so I think the best idea here is to go all the way. Right, we're just looking for new parts with the level here with the dots. Cassius, it's basically 3D Pac-Man but scarier. That's the best way to describe it, I would say. Where in the heck is this bloody monster? appears the monster's got as much spatial awareness as me, which is to say none. I'll tell you what we could do. Right. He's got to be up here somewhere. Right, he's going to appear as a star on the map, right, for those who don't know. Anybody got any ideas on where this guy is? Because I'm going to be finished this level in a minute. I can't believe this. Where is he? Number one, where is he? Number two, where am I? Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to set a button to actually find the monster on the screen. Right, because at the moment I can't bloom and find them. Where in the Gordon Bennett is he? Right, you see, here's the problem now, right? Ah, there he is. So, that doesn't look like he should be stuck. Right. So what happened there is it looked like he got stuck in the wrong mode, right? Because it looked like he was in, he thought he had caught me mode. Right, now I can only think that, well, thanks for popping in, Cassius. Hope to see you again. Remember to hit the like and subscribe if you don't mind. Right, so what I'm thinking here is I was actually close to him at one point, but he was definitely lost. or something, because he wasn't moving and he was stuck in like the loop that it was as if he had caught me. Right, now I don't know how he ended up there. But we're going to have to check that out, and we're going to do that in a second. I'm going to take a quick comfort break, so I shall be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, check out the description for Discord and stuff. You're welcome to join. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. We are back, and we need to keep an eye on our monster to see what mode it is in and if it's actually moving or not. So we shall do that, and there it's going, it's moving to me. So in theory, Okay. And here it comes. Right. If we press play again, okay, it is moving to me again. So there's kind of no reason why it shouldn't get to me again. And is it going to get to me again? Yep, here it comes, up the left hand side there. And right, so we can escape that. Now, the weird thing is it's always moving to me. Right, so let's say we make a run for it. And why is it not? What's happened? Why is it not still in here? What mode is it in? It was set to chasing. Okay, so why did it get... I can only believe now it is chasing me at the moment, right? But at some point this changed. At some point the blackboard changed. That is the only reasonable and he did find me, so that's a plus. And he did kill me, right? But there's something weird going on here, I've got to say, because his behavior tree got changed somehow. Even though it shouldn't have. Right? For those who don't understand, these are all states that he is in. Okay? And the final one is what he should be in when we're at the end level state. Okay? He should never come out of here. Right? Once he's in here, except if he gets very, very close. Okay? Like 100 units away. But you'll notice that he didn't get 100 units close to me, because you'll notice how close he had to be to get to 100 units within distance to me. Right, now my other issue is this task. Right? If the player is less distance away from me than the portal, then we should move to the portal. Okay? And if he's not, then we should not move to the portal. Right, so this is set to self. Maybe we set this to lower priority. I mean, I suppose I can try this. Right, so I'll try this again, I suppose. Right, press O, it's over there, and he's moving to the portal. Right, now once he gets to within a certain distance of the portal, I am actually going to be further away, right? So he should then start coming after me. Right, there he goes. Now, there he goes. Right, he's going to start chasing me now. No, he's not. Hang on a second. He never got to the portal. Right, so this guy never got to the portal. No way. Right, no way he got to the portal. Right, we're going to save that. That's really weird. Right. So, where is he going? He's moving to the portal. Now, before he gets there, he should actually start moving to me. Right, because I should be further away than the portal. Okay? But he has got to the portal, apparently. Okay. Right. What we can do is we can check our minimap thing. Right, so let's have a look. So we spawn the portal. Right now, what's triggering the minimap is the question. It is this. Right. So we're going to do this. And we're not going to return it to the minimap to our player. We're going to leave it on the portal so we can check to see what this is actually doing. Okay, to see if the monster is actually getting to the portal or not, right? So And of course we need to know which one. Well, if it goes to the bottom right, oops. So let's see if he actually moves there or not. Hi Slors, how you doing, bud? We're testing to see if our monster goes to the minimap, actually goes to the portal, or if he's doing some weird thing where he's not. There he goes. Right, hang on a second. Right, so that's utter bull. Right, we're going to set this camera again to a little further out. So we'll set it to 5,000. Right, because that was super weird. Right, so we're going to grab that. Then we're going to press that. Now, I don't think the monster's going to go to there. So we're going to escape that and press play again. We're going to pick up our minimap. And right, okay. So where does our monster get to? That's the question. In relation to this map, where is the monster going? Right, we should see him passing by here. Right, where is the monster? There he is. Right, so where is he going? And he's stopped. So it's now saying that our monster is within X distance to the actual portal. Right? So, if that's the case, the portal location is 4250 1000, right? And now we need to see where our demon is. And he is nowhere sodden near that. right? Our daemon is absolutely nowhere near. Minus 962 1700. Portal location is 4000 minus 1000. That's waffle shit. That is crap. I don't get this at all. The only thing I can think of okay, so our portal location 42501000, right? Now let's have a look to see if that's where our portal actually is. That is where it is. Right, so why is our monster stopping a bajillion miles away? Now, the only thing I can actually think of here and it still isn't a very good. Right, we're moving to we're not doing any of that. Oops. And that's not what we want, it's portal location. Right, let's see what that does. Is there anything else in here? Right, wait a minute. Track moving goal. That would be a no for this one. We don't allow a partial path. Right. we'll try that. Don't know what this is going to do, but we shall try it. Yep, wrong one. Right. The strange thing is, it's jumping out of there. Now, is it doing anything? It's definitely not close enough yet, but I don't know if the monster's moving or not. Right, we're going to stop that. I'm not 100% sure about that at all. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do that, and then we're going to switch that off, and then I don't know if that was selected or not. Let's check this one. It was not. Right. And then what we'll do, right, is in this BT service, we'll set this to true. Right, so it's always going to move to the portal. So if we press this, right, so our dude's moving the wrong way. See, that works. It was strange though how it went. And we'll give it the benefit of the doubt as far as right, so our guy's moving to the portal. So the question is, where is he? And where is he when this triggers? There he goes. Where is he? Hi Mafia RTX, how are you? Right, so where is our monster when we do that? Right, so we'll set this to 7500 and we'll try that again. Now it does seem to go in a roundabout way, right? But I'm not really worried about that, because that would add a bit of randomness to the way that the monsters actually move when the end of level has been triggered. Right. So, off he goes again. Now, where is our monster? Kind of. It's not meant to be a pure horror game. It's a bit like Dark Deception, basically. It's like 3D Pac-Man with a bit of horror on the side. Right, we can't even see the monster, so there's no way that he is anywhere near the destination. Right, so there's something blooming weird going on. Right, so if I make that 10,000, right, and what I'm going to do yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't, because it hasn't yet. Right, so what we want to do is for our monster dude, right, we want him to update his camera. So we need to go to this, right? And in here, what we need to do is speed up the refresh on this. Right, so we're going to speed this up so that we can see our monster moving around a lot smoother rather than our little cheaty gameplay thing, because we really need to see accurately where this monster is. Right, now hopefully we can see him at this. We should be able to see him because we should see him moving, right? Right, so we should see a little dot moving around. and I can't. I know this isn't great for you guys. Yeah, I would think low end should be able to run this. There he goes, right? There he's up there. Okay, let me point out where he actually is here. He is right here. Right? That's him there. And that is where the portal is. But for some reason, he thinks he's here. Right now, the only thing I can think of here is that because of our expanding plane, it thinks that it is overlapping the plane or something. I don't know, because it shouldn't, because I'm giving it a location to go to, which is the center of here, right? Now, you can see that because if I drag this up, here is our portal location. It is 4250 minus 1000, right? And that is the target that our monster has to go to, right? And if I look at our monster, or sorry, if I look at our portal, right? Our portal is 4250 minus 1000, exactly the same. So this move to, I don't know what's going on, right? This seems to be getting completely confused. But I'm going to have a look at this off stream. We're finishing up, so if you've enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe. That's good, Mafia. Hope you have fun with that. I did use Unity myself at one point, but I got kind of fed up writing code, so I wanted to use blueprints, so I ended up doing this. You're not going to make a game like Uncharted, I'm afraid, right? I'll tell you that right now. And let me explain to you why. If you look up the number of developers in Naughty Dog, I would say minimum 300, right? And Uncharted, let's say, took 4 years to finish. So you've got to do 300 times 4 years of work. So you're going to have to live for 1200 years, okay? The next thing is that all of those people in Naughty Dog aren't learning Unity. They're all experts, right? So all the artists are experts, all the programmers are experts, all the network guys are experts, all the modelers are experts, etc., etc. So I would tone down your first project, put it that way. Make it something simple, right, that you can actually complete. But hey, your second game might be Uncharted. But as I said, that's the problem that most learning indie guys have, that they set their first project as something totally unobtainable, and then they get frustrated when they can't get anywhere close, when basically they were never going to get close. Okay, so as I said, tone down your first project to something simple and achievable, and then just learn from there. And on that bombshell, I'm going to call it there. So thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I shall be back at 8 PM Central, which is in 4 hours time. And thanks for watching, guys. Check out the description for my Discord. Yeah, I'm sure Uncharted was really simple to make. And yeah, check out the description for ways to support the channel on Patreon and my previous game on Steam. Yes, I have finished the game. And thanks for coming, Mafia. Hope to see you again, mate. I'll be back in 4 hours. And we stream every day at 2 PM Central and 8 PM Central. I'll be glad to have you here. And bye bye for now, folks.